And it's loading. Oh, we're live! Guys, we're live. We're live. Live! We are live over here at Fantasy Intervention. Get excited for yet another episode that will probably not be on the podcast, but will be on our live stream for not only just Periscope and YouTube, but also our Facebook group with over 22,000 members over there. So huge shout out to you guys, Fantasy Football Discussion, and your starter sit questions that I'm sure are going to flow in. Make sure you guys definitely ask us as many questions as you can tonight because we don't have a show sheet. This was unplanned. We did not know what the hell we were jumping into. So load us up with those questions, guys, just like you do your girlfriend. Oh, wait, what? Sorry. Make sure you guys load us up with questions and, let's get this episode started. But before we do, I want to make sure that we introduce some of our hosts over here, some of our guests, I should say. Let's start out with Brad. What's up, Brad?
Not much, Chase. What's up with you, man?
Oh, man. I was sitting here, and I'm doing the show sheet for Monday Night's DFS, and I got a little bit of an itch. Faith said that the itch can be cured by some cream, but, I cure it by just talking fantasy football, so I wanted to invite some of these other people in. Brad.
Mind over matter. Sometimes the mind can be better than cream, so...
I love that, man. Brad, where can we find you, man? What's going on with you? Because you are a hidden gem that nobody really knows about. You are guys, Nate, oh my God, you don't know about this guy yet, but you should. Don't. Brad, where can we find you?
Well, you can find me on Twitter at BradBolt1. I am currently going to be just looking at some film and some players and some certain plays and stuff, and I've got one that I've been spending a fair bit of time on. I think you might like the the Las Vegas Raiders.
Oh, I'm excited. So where can we find you though? Where do you work?
Well, where do I work? Everywhere. Currently looking for at Join Our Circle. We'll be doing some stuff with you guys, with you, Chase, hopefully, and we'll try and bring you some little gems for some people to look forward in the future and guys you might be able to pick up in some of your leagues or off your waivers and things like that, or just some interesting plays that hopefully you can go, I didn't notice that before. Mm-hmm. And we'll go there. That's what I'm trying to do anyway. So.
Oh man, Troy's over here. Brad, by the way, guys, we are gonna answer your questions. We are gonna get to your questions. All right. Don't leave. We're just gonna do introductions and then we'll get to your questions, okay? All right, Nate, what's up, man? How you doing over there?
Man, I'm doing good. It's nice. We jump off talking a little bit, and like that itch that you have, I guess you I'm not going to say you pass it to me. I think that's a little too intimate. People don't want to hear about it. But I have that same – I always have that same itch, though, man. I'm at fantasyandframes.com. I write a lot of the IDP content for them. We have live streams 2 days a week, Wednesdays and Sunday mornings. We do a podcast pretty much – it feels like about every night, which is not enough somehow. And then we just got hired on with the fantasydata.com podcast network. We have a show over there called the Fantasy Playbook Pod. Jorge Edwards and myself. Jorge Edwards is the CEO or whatever, started up Fantasy and Frames. And so him and I got signed on with them, and it's both. It's each game from like a team down approach from the offensive side and the IDP side. So we sprinkle in, about 50-50 for the IDP listeners and the redraft. Throw in a little bit of dynasty talk, but usually not much since it's a week-to-week type show.
I like that. Man. I need to tune in myself more often. You guys always give great information. I just don't have the time because you guys know I'm doing like 10 podcasts a week. So I need to tune in more often. I need to set it on my to-do list. So make sure you guys do the same and go check out at Nate Markham. Mm-hmm. Troy, what's up, bud? How you doing, man?
Oh, just chilling. And I'm here with you at Join the Circle, of course. And
underscore after Join the Circle. Some knitting company took Join the Circle as a regular thing. So Join the Circle underscore.
Yeah, if you get a knitting company, you're on the wrong one. No, I'm recently over at ballblastfootball.com. I am commonly confused with TK because he's also a Troy, but he's far better looking. But I am Troy at Voice in Fuego, and I'm ready to talk. So I haven't been able to podcast in so long, man. I had my own show and I had to put it on the back burner because I'm in a van for like 15 to 20 hours a week, and then working, of course. But I'm not. You can't exactly drive down the road and podcast at the same time. They tend to frown on that in the state of New Mexico. So I haven't been able to get to podcasting the way I like.
Wait, you're in a van? Like, you're not trying to steal little children or anything, right?
If you'd see my van, you'd think so. I fix ATMs and retail machines for a living, and I'm a lead, so I'm out a lot. But it's something else. It's a big white van with no windows. So when I first posted it, when I got it, I posted it on my Facebook, and one of my friends took the pleasure of photoshopping free candy across the side of it.
Exactly. Kids want some candy?
Yeah, it looked great. It honestly looked like it belonged. Like, he did a great job with it. And so, yeah, we've got a fleet of these, and we all drive the same van. So we all look like we're out looking for children for our many things that we're doing.
But that's not what the podcast is about, guys. Don't tune out yet. Don't tune out yet. We're going to answer some starter sick questions, guys. We're going to make sure we take care of these. So let's go ahead and lift it off. Let's go ahead and blast off with one. Oh man, Julio Jones, Crowder, Anderson, and let's give this a little bit of thought. Let's just not say, hey, we like this guy, we like this guy, we like this guy. Let's give some reasoning behind it, because like Julio Jones is getting shit on because he's been injured, obviously.
Right.
Meanwhile, Crowder's been shit on because he's the slot receiver, and Anderson is not really getting shit on, but I'm just gonna say he is because last season he didn't produce very well. Right. So you got to start two. Who are we going with here? Let's go ahead and start it out with Nate, just because he's in the corner.
Yeah.
And nobody puts baby in the corner.
Nobody. And you know what? A person who's as disrespected, Jamison Crowder is probably one of the most disrespected receivers in general this year. I mean, he's one of, I think, 5 that has a 30% target share. Granted, I know he hasn't played in a couple of the games, and he's in that. He's in the corner and that nastiness that's the Jets. And Adam Gase hasn't ruined his career, which is impressive so far yet.
Slot receivers, Adam Gase gets a hard on every time he sees a slot receiver that has any kind of talent.
And it's hard. Well, those 3 is really tough. And I know what you're saying about shitting on Julio. My question with Julio is always how much involvement, and I don't like him starting personally. I'd rather them sit him for an extra week from a Julio Jones owner. But I'm going to start with Jamison Crowder, because I think that he is one of the safest floors of the 3 for me. No chance of injury like Julio has. I think the targets have to funnel through him. So I'm going to say I would start Crowder as one of those 3, which is weird considering where you would look with just the name value alone.
I pretty much agree with you for the most part, but let's go down to Troy. And go there.
So we were just on with Doug, Oklahoma Dougie, and we were talking about different receivers, and he brought up the top 10 receivers. And in that list is Anderson. Robbie Anderson is a top 10 receiver this year. And so I think that's your first one. And then it should be so obviously Julio Jones. It should be so easy to just say that. But dang it, they like to play this game with Julio where they use him as a decoy when he's hurt. And I don't trust him. And I'm one of those people that disrespects Crowder, and I'm going to do it right now. He shouldn't even be on this list. This guy really needs to improve his wide receivers if he can. But Julio should be the obvious start. And I cannot start Crowder over Julio. However, I don't blame you if you go Crowder over Julio. So Anderson for sure, Julio, and then you give it the prayer.
That sucks, doesn't it? It sucks to have to be concerned with that, the hope and a prayer that 2 things don't happen. That 1, Julio's not a decoy, and 2, that he doesn't re-aggravate an already existing injury. And what's the best way for another hamstring injury is to have an existing one.
And I mean, Julio is how old now? He's at least 30 something. Which maybe. I mean, I turned 40 this week. I've got the forehead that's never ending and the gray in the beard. So I know what it's like to be old. But Julio is so old. He is 31 years old. He is so old in football terms that once they start getting hurt at that age, you got to be real careful with those guys. And if you're in Dynasty and you haven't got it, I know this is mostly a redraft show, but if you have him in Dynasty and you haven't got out yet, the next time that he has a great game, you put your salesman cap on and you sell him for as many firsts as you can get and get the heck out.
Yep.
Yeah, I see. I would go Julio because the Vikings secondary is terrible.
It's true.
I mean, that's the only thing. The only reason I wouldn't go Crowder is they got the Dolphins, and Dolphins at least have a couple decent cornerbacks. Like, I'm not saying that they're world beaters, but I don't see Crowder being able to dominate this week against a decent secondary. Whereas with the Vikings having a couple young guys and no like standouts, I would be hesitant to start Crowder.
Yeah, and I understand that. And Noah Igbenihini is the slot corner for Miami, and he's been abused a lot this year so far because he's a rookie and he's still getting acclimated. But that is a fair point. You know, Minnesota's garbage. There's no doubt about that.
So yeah, for me, I'm sitting there and I'm looking at James Crowder as an absolute lock for this question. Let's make sure that we bring this question back up just so everybody sees. Julio Jones, I think is going to smash this week. I think that not too many people are playing him, and I think they could, with the matchup that we're looking at. But guys, over there on DraftKings, we have James Crowder with like 28.6 points, and then 27.5 points, and then 20.3 points, I think it is, over the 3 games that he's played. Crowder's the lock, in my opinion. Julio Jones, I'm going with over Anderson. I think that we're starting to see, some evening out of the passing attempts. So, man, it's tough. This is a tough question overall. But I'm going to go Julio Jones and Crowder and go with playing the stud. All right, let's go to the next one. Pick 3. Ridley, Moore, McLaurin, Claypool. Oh my God, you want us to set your lineup, don't you?
Jeez,
let's just go ahead and set your lineup. Oh my God. All right, so which ones are we actually bringing up?
Ridley and Lamb.
We need three.
I trust Lamb with Dalton, so that's one for me. I'll take Lamb. I'll let you guys pick one each, and then that's 3 between us. But I'll take CeeDee Lamb. I think he's strong. I think he's going to be fine with Dalton. There's talk that Dalton might go to the other receivers, but I think Lamb is in for me.
Okay. I would go Ridley. I've really liked his season this year, even though he had what was a 0-point game, which actually cost me that week. I was tied with someone that week when he got the 0 and ended up losing by 3 points against the guy for my 0. But he is still, I think he's top 3 receiver this year, even with that 0-point game that he had. And I mean, once again, pretty much the same point against like with Julio. Vikings, terrible secondary. And for some reason too, when Julio is out injured, Ridley seems to have better games. You'd sort of think that when he's down, the main guy where they sort of shift their defense and focus on Julio, that he would sort of excel. But when Julio's out, he seems to actually play better. So I would definitely go Calvin Ridley.
Yeah. With the remaining guys, it's hard not to start McLaurin any given week when you go with the old start your studs adage. I don't like his matchup. The matchup I think against Bradbury is probably the most difficult of anybody on the list.
They might try and hide him though in the slot.
I know,
and hide him.
That's what I wonder, and I don't know that, and I don't know if that's something that would be better off with. Think of Kyle Allen routine. Kyle Allen was not exactly the field spreader necessarily, and I think that might work into their game plan. But I have a hard time not taking Devontae Parker with Fitzpatrick this week too. I think I would feel comfortable against that Jets D. I don't trust them. I feel like Fitzpatrick he's in that corner constantly. Do any of you guys feel comfortable that any given week Fitzpatrick would get pulled at a drop of a hat if he throws one pick?
No,
he absolutely could. But I think I heard on something else. One of the funniest things that's so true is in a million years' time, Ryan Fitzpatrick will still find a way to be the starting quarterback ahead of a promising rookie
in week one.
And in week 1, and he'll have the first 4 weeks of the season where he throws 500 yards or something stupid like that, and then he keeps this young guy on the sideline for 4 weeks too many, and then just as he's about to get pulled, he'll come out and he'll get himself another big game and keep that person and frustrate the hell out of everyone like he's doing in Miami right now with Tua.
That's exactly right. And I like – go ahead.
I was going to say, I'll go a step farther. Tua's not going to start this year. Tua doesn't start this year.
Who is that? A ghost? Is that a ghost? Oh no, he's back.
Nope.
Okay, cool. That was Troy. All right.
I had to go put the booze away.
I do think for real that Tua will get some snaps towards the tail end of the season, which is why I'm not in love with Fitzpatrick. I think the team has his back, but they want to develop these players. Now we do have 2 more people joining us. Oklahoma Doug, of course, which I don't know what's going on with his internet or his picture, but we're gonna leave him up there anyways. And then of course we have the chef with us. What's going on, guys?
What's up, guys?
What's up, man?
Hey, man.
So I guess we got to keep this a little bit shorter when it comes to the analysis side of things. But, I still want y'all's input, but let's make it a little bit quicker fire because, we do have a ton of questions and we're only on to our second question overall. And we're already like 20 questions deep. We are going to answer y'all's questions. We're going to make it a little bit shorter so you guys stick into the podcast. By the way, if you're over there on Facebook, make sure you guys go to check out our YouTube. It's Fantasy Football Intervention. Go check that out because eventually for the for fantasy football discussion, instead of doing the Facebook pages, I'm actually going to be switching over to YouTube, which you guys will not get the regular notifications for. So go check us out over there on YouTube, Fantasy Football Discussion. Fantasy Football Intervention. All right. Sean, what's up, man? I know we didn't answer your question last night because we were doing a DFS show, but we got a chance to answer your questions now. Standard League, Antonio Gibson or David Johnson? I've got my answer, and it's very simple. Antonio Gibson, because he's the only weapon on that offense outside of Terry McLaurin. Do you guys have any other input outside of that?
No.
Chef?
Gibson by far.
The only thing I would have to say is Cornell wanted to get Duke Johnson more involved. Gives more of a reason to lean the Gibson side.
Cool. We'll take it. All right, on to the next one from Sean as well. 2 QB league. Pick 3 of these 4 QBs for the rest of the season. Teddy Bridgewater, Matt Ryan, Matt Stafford, Joe Burrow. Troy, you raised your hand. And so since you did that so properly, I think that we need to go ahead and have you answer first.
I got confused for a second. It's 4-point rushing touchdown, 4-point passing, 6-point rushing. If it was 6-point passing, I would definitely be more towards Ryan and Stafford. Matt Ryan is going to be in shootouts all year, and I think Stafford is too. Neither of those teams are very good. They're going to be playing from behind a lot, and they are good quarterbacks. And if you're in a dynasty league, these are guys that are easier to acquire, and you should, because people poop all over. I don't know if we can swear on this one or not.
Yeah, we're fine. We're good.
People crap all over.
Wait, you said crap instead of poop? Like, is that?
Well, I was going to go with shit originally, and I got all derailed. And my cat that I had on to start the show, Woody, is biting my foot while I'm trying to do this. So,
Damn it, Woody.
He said, I don't know if we're allowed to swear after he said poop, and then he goes, crap.
Exactly.
Right. So I upgraded there for you. Anyways, Matt Ryan, Matt Stafford, those are 2 quarterbacks that you want for the rest of this season for sure. In Dynasty, you want them as well. I like Teddy Bridgewater. He is going to throw. Yeah, he doesn't do a lot of stuff, but he's good enough for what you're after. Joe Burrow's good. I mean, he's going to be good for the long term. I like him better for the long term than I do for this year. So I would go Bridgewater, Ryan, and Stafford, with Ryan and Stafford being the 2 I feel the strongest about.
Yeah, I mean, well, Teddy Bridgewater's the next rushing quarterback, or the next Lamar Jackson, I should actually say.
Oh. Is that right?
Well, the only difference
I'm totally kidding. I mean, it was one
Yes.
week where he had something like 40 rushing yards or something.
Right.
I'm just kidding.
See, I like Teddy. I reckon he's definitely one that I would pick. I don't think you can go wrong with the other 3 guys because their teams are crap and they're always going to be behind. So they're going to be throwing a lot. So, you can't really go wrong with any one of those 3. But me personally, I like Teddy, Stafford, and Burrow.
God, man, Matt Ryan's in such a bad situation. I feel so bad for Matt Ryan. But you know what's good news? He's going to end up on the Denver Broncos, right?
That would actually be a good fit. I hadn't heard that one, Chase. That's a good one.
He's going to be part of it within 2 years. They're going to give Drew Lock one more year, and then he's going to end up on the Denver Broncos, right? Right? That makes sense, right?
Yeah.
I'm buying Cortland Sutton even more so. Not that I didn't have him anywhere anyway. From a dynasty, if you could give me Matt Ryan there, I'm even happier.
I'm messaging Linda, or I'm tagging her in our post because we have a kicker question coming up.
Ooh.
So if we have any kicker experts out there, please reach out to us so we can make sure we have our quick kicker questions on fleek. Yeah, I said on fleek. What's up? Does anybody else have another take for this quarterback question? Since all you guys are really quiet.
Not really.
Yeah.
I
I'm
think
going
you
to go
keep
with
the
Troy.
two Matts. I think you keep the two Matts, and then it's a toss-up between Burrow and Bridgewater. They both have great schedules going down the stretch, and they're going to be in shootouts. So,
all right, does somebody want to read this next one out while I actually do the tweet? I don't care who it is. Actually, let's get. Oh my God, no, we got to get Brad to read out this next question. Brad, what's up?
So, let's see. We've got here pick 3: Ridley, Moore, McLaurin, Claypool, Devontae Parker, Travis Fulgham, or CeeDee Lamb.
That's the one we just did, right?
I was like, damn, somebody's got the exact same 3. We
Wait,
went.
did we?
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
need to move on to the
No,
next
we
one.
did. Oh shit, my bad. Sorry, guys. Oh God, I'm failing epically right now.
Nah.
I got Oklahoma blown up my shit. Let's go to this one, and I'll switch
Okay.
back.
Julio or Terry McLaurin this week. Also, suck it, Chase.
That's a good one.
Hey, on this note, I hope Dingus sucks real bad this week. I've got him in Scott Fishbowl. So you suck it, Dingus. I hope you suck a lot.
Well,
Oh my God, this is intense.
so is this Dingus's team that's playing you think? Does he have Julio and McLaurin? Because now's your
I don't
chance.
know. I'll go look.
Shit. Yeah, you can give him shit advice, which I don't know. What would you say? I mean, I'm sticking with my guns. Sorry, I told you to give me your advice and I cut you off and don't let you answer, which is typical for me anyway. Go ahead.
I mean, it goes back to the earlier thing that I think Julio, I don't like either of these players, honestly, this week because I'm afraid of Julio being used as a decoy, and McLaurin's got great people across from him. So I would probably go Julio, but I don't like it.
Yeah, Julio. If he's playing, that's who I would go.
yeah, Sam, you got to stick with Julio on this one.
I know you do that.
He's got a better matchup, even if he is a decoy.
Yeah. Against Minnesota, the decoy could probably still pull in, 5 for 90 and a touchdown. Or no, the touchdown for Julio. Sorry. We'll just do the yardage. He didn't score touchdowns supposedly.
Oh my God, guys, you guys are killing me. I'm trying to promote in the back end of things, and you guys are dying on me. You guys are
I got
dying
it.
on me.
So the next one is Kamara, Boyd, and Tim Patrick for CMC and Godwin. Who wins? I am assuming this is for this season. I still want CMC and Godwin. Godwin's coming back this week. CMC will be back next week. I love Kamara. Don't get me wrong. Boyd is great. Tim Patrick's he's a jag. He's just another guy. So you definitely want the CMC Godwin side of this. That's a crazy trade. I want the CMC Godwin side of that today, tomorrow, and twice on Sunday.
Wait, where the hell are you on the comments? What's going on over here?
Revise.
Revise.
It's the next question. I think you skipped him.
Okay, that could be it. That could be the skipping part. But I just missed on what happened with Terry McLaurin and Julio this week. I'm kind of fixed on Julio Jones being the go-to guy.
See what happens when you get sober, Chase.
I know, it's so weird. I'm trying to do too many
Start
things.
drinking, dude. Everything will come back together, man.
Fuck this.
There you go. That boy.
Hey,
Let's
Yeah,
go.
that's
Have
a
some
naughty
fucking
word.
fun.
now we're talking.
And get Linda
Cheers.
on this pod. Get Linda on this fucking pod. And let's do this shit. Cheers, guys. Let's have some fun. Here we go.
Yeah.
All right.
What the hell?
All right. So let's go ahead and all right. Where are we now? So we're on Ingram and Tanyan was my next comment, right?
I don't know. I think you skipped
Wood,
one. But
Jefferson,
you're the host.
Claypool, Chenault, start 2. Did we do that one?
Oh my God. Where the hell are you guys?
That is right below the last question, the Kamara question. Oklahoma, Doug threw in some gibberish real quick.
I'm
and then
trying to figure out where the fuck we're
at.
at.
12:01 a.m.
Yeah, sorry, Doug.
We're 20 minutes behind, Chase.
I
Pick up
got
the pace,
this,
kid.
and then I got this. No, but okay, cool. All right, I got it. All right, let's go with this one. Sorry, guys, I apologize. I'm trying to figure this all out. All
You're
right,
fired.
Kamara, Boyd, Tim Patrick's for CMC Godwin. Troy, you just brought this up, right?
Yeah.
All right, what do you guys say about this one?
I agree, with Troy.
I'm
thinking
on
the
Troy's
CMC
side.
I mean, how could you? This should have been a slam accept. If this guy's still got that trade offer sitting out there and he's getting the CMC Godwin side of it, you're doing fantasy football wrong. You've got to accept this, and you need to do it right now.
I'd take the CMC Goldwyn side, but at the way things are going, I could see at the moment why you'd be tempted, like with the Kamara Boyd sort of at the moment, just because Kamara seems to be scoring 7,000 points every week and 57 receptions a game for 1,200 yards. It seems like he just seems to be the only offensive player that's doing anything.
It smells like a
CMC
trap,
and
though,
Godwin
because
have been hurt.
it smells
Yeah,
like
I
a trap
guess.
with the Kamara side, though, because the Michael Thomas comes back, those targets are going to go down.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll
But
take
he-
CMC and Godwin.
He's done fine with Thomas. That's an overthink on this. Yeah, he might go down a little bit, but you're still fine.
All right, let's go into the next one. Oh my God! Can you guys read this, Brad? Read this off for me.
Woods, Jefferson, Claypool, Chenault. Start 2.
Let's go ahead and hop over to Troy for the first one, since he was a slam dunk on the last one.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm still trying to get Dingus's team up in fishbowl. Scott, Woods, Jefferson, Claypool, or Chenault start too. So I was a Chenault hater because he's another one of those guys that I think is going to get hurt. That was from the last show. I think Chenault's going to end up hurt at some point. That's my fear with him, but I really like him. I like him this week. I've started to really like Jefferson week to week too. I mean, I gotta look a little closer at these matchups, but I think you'd be okay with Chenault and Jefferson. I think you actually have a really good lineup of 4 here, and I think whatever direction you do decide to go, you're probably going to turn out okay. I think their points are going to be close, but I would go Chenault and Jefferson.
See, I would go Bobby Trees and Jefferson because Woods is playing the 49ers, who have practice squad players as their DBs at the moment with all the injuries. And Jefferson, if any of you want to go have a look at Brad Bolt 1 on my Twitter, I did a thread about how terrible. I know I did it against the about the Cowboys, but you could pretty much take the Cowboys defense and how terrible that is and replace it with the word Atlanta Falcons, and it's the exact same defense that are playing. So if you've got Woods and Jefferson, they're my 2 that I'm going this week.
I couldn't agree more. The Detroit Lions are actually really good at limiting the underneath receivers with Chenault over there against with Jacksonville. Meanwhile, Claypool kind of flashed in the pan, but he could have some big weeks. I'm not saying that he's not playable. I'm just saying that he's not going to be one of my top options. Bobby Trees is a lock, and Justin Jefferson is a lock for me as well. I think it's going to be a shootout over there with Minnesota. I'm locked in on that one.
Yeah, all 4 options are great. I mean, if I had to choose, I'd probably go Woods and possibly Chenault. I like the target, especially if Chark doesn't play.
Right.
If Chark doesn't play, Chenault's going to get more targets.
It's going to be Colin Johnson game. Come on.
Oh, come on now.
Come on. It's Colin Johnson time. That's
And you
Colin
do have to
Johnson
choose.
season.
Oh,
You do
man,
have
I
to
liked you
choose.
better
That's
when
the
you were
point of the
sober.
show.
I just took a double.
I'm just trying to
shot,
break it
man.
up a little bit, man. We've been agreeing on the last 3 questions, so.
Well, I'm not going to take Claypool just to disagree because as much as I love what he did, kind of matched a little bit of that preseason or whatever that time was hype. I can't trust a 4 touchdown production to be the floor anything going forward, or even a 2 touchdown production. I'd go Woods and Jefferson. Evan.
All right, we got the next question up. Ooh, Ingram or Tanyan? I love Tanyan, but Ingram has a sick matchup this week. And
He's been
Daniel
so
Jones.
disappointing.
Daniel Jones is not just, they haven't been on the same page. Like we watched week after week where Evan Ingram was open, but he threw the wrong spot. Evan Ingram went left. Daniel Jones went right. I have to go out with Robert Tonyan, who is actually a wide receiver. He's not a tight end, guys. He's a Darren Waller. He's the next Darren Waller. I love Robert Tonyan.
I do.
Why are there so many sides? Come on.
Well,
Somebody step up.
They're not.
I'm
not
Tonyan
really.
because I don't trust Ingram. I'm
I
Tonyan,
hate-
but that's more of Ingram's been pooping all over one of my fantasy teams. He's just been taking an absolute shit this season, and I'm just tired of it. So I'm going Robert Tonyan until there's enough notice going forward to put Ingram in every week.
He said he's pooping on my fantasy teams. There's been
And then I said he's taking his shit all over. I had to come back with it.
Troy, you're amazing.
I'm trying to be a good boy, and I always forget whose show we're on, and I never know if I can swear or not.
Oh man, it's a struggle for me as well. I don't know whether to talk about Drew Lock coming all over the walls, or I'm sorry, John Elway coming over the walls, talking about Justin Herbert, or whether I can just be light about it and be like, hey, John Elway just had a hard on. I don't know what I can say, but it is what it is.
Right.
All right, Nate, you seem like you want to actually pitch into this one. Like you're eager.
So the eagerness is because like you said, Ingram has the best matchup of the two by far. I mean, Washington's gives up, I think, the 5th most points to tight ends on the season. Now, granted, some of those can be skewed a little bit, but Ingram has shit on me, not Odell Beckham style, but like literally on the teams as like with Troy. But I'm gonna go back to the well, and I'm gonna go with Evan Ingram just simply on a 1-week matchup alone. And I know I'm gonna be wrong. But I don't. This isn't my dilemma. So unfortunately, sorry, Facebook user. Hope you don't take my advice and get pissed off.
No, you won't get that. You won't get that wiggle room. They're gonna shit on you.
All right,
Just
well,
like Odell
I
Beckham
have
said
to
it.
go. I have to go with Ingram because I'm sporting him in the background here. And the only reason is Robert Tonyan. Is he the next best thing, or are we all just jumping on the recency bias? We're saying a lot more about Chase Claypool than we are about Robert Tonyan. About, he scored 4 touchdowns last week, Claypool. Then the week before, Tonyan scored 3.
Mm-hmm.
He hadn't scored anything before that.
Well, he's a converted wide receiver.
Well, I mean,
converted
Devontae
quarterback,
Adams
2
was
wide
the-
receiver, 2
Was the
tight
only
end.
real target in that offense. With Devontae Adams coming back, how much does Tonyan targets go down?
Right.
He's not going to be the next best target, next guy on the target tree.
I believe Devontae Adams,
And it
had
should
a
be an Aaron
36
Jones game
point-
regardless.
Yeah, I believe that. Well, that's the big part. Was Devontae Adams actually had like a 36% red zone target share, which was absolutely insane last year. He was injured for 4 games or so.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's an Aaron Jones game, and for DFS users that are listening right now, you play Aaron Jones at 7,800. I mean, like he's put up insane numbers, by the way,
Shit, I
and
gotta
he's
get back
not
to change my
chalk.
lineups.
He's not chalk. Like, all right, so Christian McCaffrey last year, right? Like he was getting like 8,000, 8,500, 9K, 9,500, and he was still chalk the entire year. Meanwhile, Aaron Jones is still getting the same numbers that Christian McCaffrey had last year, and he's not chalk. And people are insane because they're seeing him as the highest paid running back, but it's only at 7,800 on DraftKings. That's absolutely nuts.
Quick question, Chase. Would you rather have Derrick Henry or Aaron Jones
Aaron
this
Jones.
week?
It's not even close. Vita Vea is out. He is a hurt toe. That's the main run stopper over there in Tampa Bay. And I hate playing running backs up against Tampa Bay. I hate it.
Right.
But Vita Vea's out. Like that's a huge piece of their defense. That's huge. Meanwhile, it's oh man, this is tough. Brad, what do you got?
I mean, Evan Ingram's the guy to me who is you're playing your night out with your group of friends and you're waiting for the one person, and then at the last minute you're all at the event and they just bail on you and it just fucks your night up because you're doing something. That's Evan Ingram to me.
Yes.
So
Yes.
I'm just going to go Tonyan because of that reason, because I've had Evan Ingram enough that he's ruined my team. So I'm just like, I can't do it anymore. I can't put myself through it anymore.
All right, everybody got their piece in?
You're in a group of 12 and everybody's supposed to buy around and it gets to that guy and suddenly he needs to leave. That's Evan Ingram this year.
He doesn't need to leave. He already left.
Right.
There you go.
All right, so we're gonna go PPR, N'Keal Harry or Preston Williams. I actually really like N'Keal Harry this week, guys. What do y'all think?
I'm there.
I like Preston.
Do you?
Yeah, I think he's coming back from his knee injury. I think you saw last week that it's now starting to get trust back in his knee. He's starting to sort of go, okay, I can. I mean, we saw last year he became the favorite target last year, and I think he's just starting. It just needed to give him a few games, and with no preseason, I think the first 4 games of the year were the preseason games for him. So, yeah, I go Preston this week.
Oh man, we got a kicker question that we're gonna skip over. By the way. Oh wait. Oh, she's here. She's here. Linda's here to answer our kicker question. Then we're gonna hop back to this one, guys.
I'm just here for the kicker question.
Whatever.
She's just here for the kicker question, but yeah, no, that's the reality of it. Oh man, we got a question from Off-Field Mascot. I know it's a dumb question, but which kicker would you start, Prater or Gonzalez?
Probably Prater this week,
That's all you got.
unless Jason Sanders is on the waiver wire, and then you pick Jason Sanders up and you ride that kicker into victory.
Wait, how would you ride that kicker?
Listen,
It's like
that
there
was
was a stall there that I was waiting for.
Tonight, I have to not answer that question.
Why? Why? You like Jason Sanders that much?
He's gone 5 for 5 field goals 2 weeks in a row.
I like
18
that.
and 22 points 2 weeks in a row. He has most points of any kicker, and he's only owned in like 40% of leagues.
It's so crazy. Miami's kicker is a gold mine.
Also, he's the first kicker to catch a touchdown pass since 1977, which is just a fun fact.
God, I love you, Linda. Love you.
That's awesome.
All right, so you're saying Prater over Gonzalez because Gonzalez is like 19th or something like that overall.
Yeah, Matt Prater is a leg that you can trust. That's who I'm taking in that scenario.
Love it. Absolutely love it. Linda's a beast. Thank you, Linda.
Love you guys. Have fun.
All right, back to the N'Keal Harry question. Anybody want to pitch into this one?
I like Harry. I think with Denver's defense being strong against the run, New England's going to have a little bit hard time moving the ball, and I think Cam has to stretch it out a little bit. Yeah, obvious target is Julian Edelman, but you saw N'Keal Harry come alive a little bit in the last couple games, and he actually caught a touchdown in the last game they played. I think he's got a pretty decent shot here to do it again.
Yeah, I'm gonna agree with the N'Keal Harry. I mean, if you knew he was first in red zone attempts or red zone targets, I mean, that doesn't always translate to anything, but I'd rather say, I mean, he has eight red zone targets. I mean,
That's
I know
a lot.
that's a ton. It's tied with Calvin Ridley and who else was on this list. I mean, he should have. I mean, I don't really give Harry all that much credit. I don't usually support him. I usually don't offer him as an answer, but 25% target share, or 22% target share, 8 red zone targets. Against, like you said, that Denver secondary is not the best against wide receivers. So I would start Harry in that situation.
Cool. We good? Next question.
Yep.
Jacob, FR 829
On last.
9613. How do you type that name in?
Exactly.
Sounds like an 80s song.
I think I'm going to call that phone number and just see if that person.
Freight 299 or 8613.
It's short a couple digits.
Is it? Oh, damn! He
1,
left
2,
us
3,
wet.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm not drunk. I'm not that drunk yet.
Oh, I
Phone
don't
number
even
needs to
steal.
be 10
Wait,
digits.
did we already do this one?
No, we haven't done this one. But I'll tell
Alright.
you, it's not David Johnson. I don't care which way you go. It's just not David Johnson.
I think Edmonds.
I think this is the same question we had last night.
Very
I'd probably
possible.
do Gibson here for sure. That's my pick. You guys take the rest, but I would want Gibson for sure.
I'll pick the Cardinals starting running back in Edmonds.
No,
Nice choice.
that's a low blow, but I like it. All right, Chef or, of course.
I'm going Gibson, Chenault, and Edmonds.
Yeah, that's who I'd
That's
pick.
mine. Yep.
That's probably where I was going to.
Mm-hmm.
All right, if you have to pick one, you can never tell. Wait. I just.
What the hell is this?
Whoa, it's the chef question. I see muffins on the screen. What's up?
I literally pulled it up. I started reading it before I actually read the whole question. If you had to pick one, you can never tell the difference between muffins and babies.
It's like a three-parter, apparently. You always hear a plane flying overhead, and whenever you fart, confetti flies out of your ass. Is he like watching me?
I have no idea what just.
Oh, okay.
Oh, wait,
okay.
okay.
If you had to pick one, you can never tell.
Oh my God, this isn't, guys. This is not.
Hmm.
You know, let's just fucking answer it. Let's just give the people what they want. All right, so
I'm out
Piece
on the
one.
plane one. I'm out on the plane because any like that would be like noise.
Wait,
torture.
So I have to deal with that on a regular basis, anyways. But if you had to pick one, you can never tell the difference between muffins and babies, which makes no sense to me at all. Two, you always hear a plane flying overhead, which I, by the way, have to deal with that on a regular basis because I live next to the biggest Air Force base in the U.S. Three, whenever you fart, confetti flies out of your ass.
I fart a lot, so I can't have number 3. So I'd have to go number 2.
Yo,
I'm
you had to
pretty
pick
cool with
one.
that.
What about you? Can tell the difference between muffins and babies?
I'm going with number 3, man. Because you know what? When I fart, I want it to be a party.
Exactly. Package that shit up, and you got a side job.
Yeah,
You're
right?
You sell the shittiest confetti
Ever.
both literally and figuratively. But it's a job. You and Troy going cahoots. You guys got it.
Is there anybody that would pick number 2 because if they should, or if they
Selling
do pick
fart
number
fetty
2,
on
they
the
need to
internet.
move to Virginia Beach,
No.
and
I,
you will
uh,
regret that immediately.
I used to live by an Air Force base as well, so I feel your pain, but I don't mind planes flying. I don't mind the sound of planes
Try
flying.
doing
overhead,
a podcast.
I
that's
live
probably true.
About 10 miles from an Air Force base here next to the FAA Tech Center in New Jersey. And I get what you're saying, man. I get those 10 o'clock flybys by the F-16s, but you know, that's why I record in the basement.
No, it's whatever time works for them. I live less than a mile away from it. It's literally overhead about 24 hours a day. It sucks.
Yeah, I got the Air National Guard next to
Brad,
me.
do
Not
you have
as
a
fun.
say in this? Does Australia actually have an Air Force base?
What?
Yeah, we got Air Force bases.
I'm just kidding.
miles where I am, I'm a good I'm loving it. I'm a good hour and a half from the nearest airport, so that's handy. Don't have to worry about planes flying overhead, so I'm good. So I'll just stick with I'll go the confetti.
Yeah.
I think the confetti is the
That's a sick party trick. You go, hey guys, pull my finger and watch a party happen.
I told you guys, this guy's a gem. This guy's a gem. Make sure. Wait, real quick. I got to take that question off because you guys got to go follow this guy, Brad. Like, you got to go follow this guy, right? Oh my God, this guy's a gem. Let me see if I can. Dude, go follow this guy, Brad Bolt, right? At Brad Bolt, he's a crazy Australian. And I love these guys. Oh my God, man. All right, so let's go ahead and work on to our next question, which was, I got to figure out where I was.
I think Goff or Brady.
Yeah.
Yeah, there it is. All right, Goff or Brady this week. I'm going to go on the side of Goff. What do you guys say?
You got to go Goff when they're playing a practice squad secondary.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
Anybody disagree?
No.
I want to go Brady because Godwin's back and he's my bae, but I'm going to have to go Goff as well.
Here's your back.
He's my bae. I had him as my number 2 wide receiver this year, and then that all went to hell.
Well, you can't control concussions or whatever other ailments he has going.
All right, Claypool or Henderson this week?
Claypool.
Claypool.
yeah, Claypool.
Deontay Johnson's out, right?
Yes.
Yes. And Henderson might see some less snap share. They want to get Akers more involved this week against a banged up 49ers defense.
I love Claypool, but I don't love him this week. I'm not saying don't play him, but it still makes me cautious. I think Henderson's going to see the majority of some count. So if it's safe, if you need a floor, go with Henderson. If you need a ceiling, go with Claypool.
You know, if you asked me Henderson or confetti fart, I would take the confetti fart. I don't ever trust Henderson. But
I don't trust anybody in that running game right now. As far as
back up one real
giving
quick,
hand.
boss.
Wait, what? This one?
Back up. He
Yeah.
took the trade. I just wanted to bring that up. That was the CMC Godwin deal.
Right.
Nice.
So we were able to help him out tonight.
Yeah, dude. All the way. All the way. All right. Sean, what's up, dude? Again. PPR League. Raheem Mostert or Juju Smith-Schuster? At the flex.
Mostert.
Most it for me.
Mostert is most start.
Oh, God, guys.
I think it's Juju, and the reason being, like you're saying, Claypool isn't the good play there. I think Juju actually slams this week against Cleveland, and Raheem Mostert, he's going up against the best defense with the LA Rams right now. The LA Rams are tight.
You can't run on them.
You can't run on them, man.
But doesn't he catch some out of the backfield too? And
he might, but
It
McKinnon's
doesn't
there too.
matter. They're still not. They still don't allow running backs to catch passes out of the
I'm
backfield.
downgrading Raheem Mostert this
One.
week to a mid-range RB2 because of the matchup.
I'm sitting completely. Juju Smith-Schuster's in an optimal spot. He's in an
okay,
optimal spot.
you convinced me. I'm on the Smith-Schuster bandwagon now.
Not as a whole. I don't like him long term, but with the
I just like
matchup,
him this matchup.
Yeah. I think Kevin Johnson's in the slot who has gotten
abused.
Yeah,
Jinx.
See, I would go Mostert because the Browns will play Denzel Ward on Juju.
I think they'll
No,
put
they
him
won't.
on Chase on the outside. I don't think they'll line him up in the slot.
Denzel Ward doesn't play the slot.
No, but I think Juju's actually going to be on the outside a bit more
Why?
because I like they'll utilize Claypool in the slot.
Claypool doesn't play the slot.
No,
he did that one.
Smith-Schuster takes the slot 80% of the time. Washington would be the other guy on the left side, if anybody. And then Denzel Ward is covering Chase Claypool on the right. And Claypool can go everywhere. He's lined up in the slot, the left and the right, but mainly on the right side 37% of the time.
I guess, yeah. I saw just the last week's game, where I sort of saw him all over a bit, but I sort of had that game on in the background and didn't see a whole lot of it. So a lot of the times when I looked up, I saw Claypool sort of in the slot on a couple of those plays. But
Don't
They
get
play a lot of
confused,
time.
though. Ward doesn't shadow, so I mean they will move Claypool around to get the ball moving around a little bit. I'm not saying that Claypool won't have a good game, but I just think Juju is more of a definite for production this week in the slot up against the defense.
all right, you convinced me.
No, that's the lock. That's the lock. That should be the situation.
I'm not fighting you, Brad. I'm not fighting you, man. You had a
All good,
team.
man. All good.
Hey, dude, you need to get on the film and convince us differently.
Oh, we'll see. We'll see what I can find. I've got them on my. I've got a few of the Steelers guys on my list actually because I want to look at if you can
How
sort
they're
of
lining up.
pinpoint. Yeah, and if you can pinpoint on certain plays, guys who are sort of the ones that they like to go back to and where everyone lines up on them. So they're definitely on my list.
Sounds like a shot.
This is a big one. This is a big one, by the way. Christian Kirk or Cooks, which Brandon Cooks has had a tough time, finding open lanes and stuff. But he gets his work in. By the way, Christian Kirk is also struggling. So, who you guys going with in this matchup?
So I never like Cooks because he's just his brain is mush, and if he gets one good hit, it's over for him. And so
God,
that's
that
why
sounds
I'm
so
more of a
dark.
dynasty player. So
It sounds so dark.
I know.
I don't like him in Dynasty for sure, but as far as this week goes, I don't really like him there. I actually was in the boat that Kirk hasn't been good this year, so I had to go look up his scoring in Sleeper, which is full point PPR. The first week against San Francisco, he had 1.4, and then against Washington, he had 10.2, and then I believe he was out against Detroit, and then Carolina had 11.4, and New Jersey had 14.7, and he's against Dallas, who's not a good defense. So, I mean, I think he can get 15 points against Dallas, and I'll take that. So, if as far as like just a safety, a person that I feel is real safe this year, I think Kirk, or this week, I like Kirk for 15.
You know, I hear what you're saying about Cooks, and I feel the same. Maybe not as dark. I don't necessarily go straight
I
to
didn't
the
mean
dark.
to be so dark.
I mean, it was a
His
little,
brain's mush.
mush. I mean, that's a little scary.
That's so fucked up.
I mean, I give the
Just
guy,
play
I
with
give
two
the guy a lot of
helmets.
credit for being out there, but he is in bad shape. I mean, everything in medical, every sort of medical like article you read, if they were doing an article on Brandon Cooks, it would be this guy should not play football, but yet here he
Right.
is. So,
And the thing is, I was going to go straight to the argument that I want to play Cooks because he has a better chance of not getting shut out. But yet, obviously, we go back 2 weeks ago and he got shut out. Christian Kirk, the only thing I worry about him is the majority of his points have come from a big play. If you go back to that game earlier in the year, he had 49 yards and a total of 57, but the touchdown. So he had the long touchdown that was 90% of his points. But I got to trust Mushmouth or Mushbrain and hope that he's going to find a way, because he was lining up everywhere. He lined up more in the slot, lined up more outside. They got him in motion. So I'm going to go. I'm not going to call him Mushbrain anymore. That's terrible.
That's so
Brandon. It is. Troy's a bad influence on me right now. Here I
I'm
was,
fired already.
sweet and wholesome, had nothing but nice things to say about people, and
I wasn't
went
swearing,
through
and
shit.
here I come with the. Don't get me started on concussions. That's where I have a lot of respect for the brain, and I think the NFL, even though they pretend to care about player safety and whatever, they don't do enough for concussions yet. And because if they did, Brandon Cooks they would have retired him.
So
But
why you gotta call him mush brain?
I didn't call him Bush brain. He called him mush brain. I said
I-
his brain is probably mush at this point, but yeah.
yeah, I just took your words and just switched them up in my brain. Oh no, what is that?
You call him mush
Oh
brain.
no! See, all right, moving on. Somebody else.
Christian Kirk for me. That Cowboys secondary is terrible.
Amen.
They're straight up losing guys and blowing coverages left, right, and center. So I know he's got his most of like big plays, but 2 big plays against that secondary, and there's your guy, 2 touchdowns, sort of 80 yards, and there you go. That's why I pick Kirk.
I agree. I'm on the Kirk train on that one. Going up against Trayvon Diggs, he's been getting beat left, right, and center. Yeah, like Brad just said, just two plays might be all it takes, and you can't trust trust Cooks, man. 1 minute he's in, 1 minute he's out, and that's it.
All right, so this one's pretty easy. I think we can fly through. Moore, Claypool, Lamb, Jefferson start 3. I'm gonna give Moore, Lamb, probably Jefferson.
I'm
Yeah.
with those 3.
I'm with those three.
It just makes me sad that we have to think about DJ Moore in a list like this. He should be an auto start every week, and he's not. And
True
I'm
story.
I'm really worried about the comment about him not being able to play against physical receivers. If your coach comes out and says that, that's a problem. So we need
I
to
didn't
keep
hear
an eye
that.
on that.
Wait, defensive backs, you mean? But
His rule came out and said that DJ Moore needs to learn to play better against physical backs. He's not
that's why
playing
they used him
physical.
in the slot last year, right? Because he didn't have to deal with upfront pressure like he could make the mid prior too, which drives me insane. Because
But
I
that's
love
why
Curtis
Robbie-
Samuel, but
That's why Anderson's had such a better year, is because he's essentially playing the Moore role, and Moore isn't. And Moore was my number 3 receiver. I have my receivers have been so off either because of injuries or because DJ Moore. But there was nothing that said that DJ Moore would have a bad year like this. There was nothing that you could find that would say, other than a coaching change, because some people will downplay players because of changing coaching and for reasons like this. But man, I want DJ Moore, I want Lamb, and I want Jefferson, but I just want DJ Moore to be DJ Moore of last year.
With the coaching change that happened in Carolina, I expected a little downtick in Moore, only because Matt Rule likes to run those wide receiver spreads. And with bringing in his guy from Temple, Robbie Anderson, I think that was one little hint right there, saying that, he's going to spread the ball around a little bit more than we saw in the past. But yeah, I guess you're right. Troy, you couldn't peg DJ Moore to have such a down season so far.
No.
Heartbreaking.
All right, next question. Unless you guys have something else to add. Do you guys have anything else to add?
No. I'm good.
All right, so JT, Gurley, or Connor, pick two. I have to limit Connor. Connor is going up against a very tough matchup. So I'm going JT and Gurley.
Yep, I agree.
Same.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
This is a hard one though because Gurley has been so down this year. I would like to see a lot more out of him than we've seen. I expected more than we've seen, but I would go JT and Gurley as well.
I hate to say I've gotten exactly what I thought out of Gurley because I expected the same yardage. I expected that 700 to 900 total yardage on the ground, but I thought the red zone attempts were going to be about where he's at, and he's capitalized on them in the red zone. He's looked really. I mean, he's amazing.
That's what you expect out of Todd Gurley, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
I don't trust those knees. He looks lock-kneed and pigeon-toed when he's running and everything else, but it doesn't matter. You can crawl as long as you. Well, you can't crawl into the end zone if you touch, but you get the idea.
Well,
I mean, you
I
can't really
expected
complain about Gurley too much. You drafted him as what in the late third, early fourth round of redraft, and he's sitting right now at running back 11 on the year.
That's
through
great.
5 weeks. You can't beat that. And the coach said straight out that they wanted to get him between 16 and 20 touches a game. He's doing that. He's averaging 17 touches a game. He's catching at least 3 or 4 balls a game, and he's running about 12, 13 times a game and getting into the end zone while doing it. So I'm happy with the production from Gurley because I expected actually less. I was on the fence whether or not he was actually going to stay healthy or not to be on the field. What does it last all season? Time will tell, but for now, I'm happy with it. I'm definitely taking him over Connor this week against that Cleveland defense.
So I just scrolled through the comments and I realized how far we are behind. This is 12:18 at this comment.
Yeah, we're 30 minutes behind.
So we might need to figure things out. We've been going live now for almost an hour, so let's go ahead and do some quick fire stuff.
Let's do it.
Ertz or Graham? I'm going Ertz.
Ertz, but
tough.
check your waiver wire. Unless this is a tight end premium league, you've got somebody better on the waiver wire to stream for this week.
Probably.
Who
Go
is
find
it?
Darren Fells.
That's a good one.
Mhm.
All right, we good on that one?
Yeah.
All right, what does this one say? What about Wilson straight across for Allen Robinson? No, like just no. Like, all right.
You
so
want Preston
there's no-
Wilson over Allen Robinson?
No,
What? This is Russell Wilson.
Russell Wilson, I think, right?
I don't know. See, that's the problem is you got to give us a first name, man. We're 30 minutes behind. So if you're still with us, repost this question with a first name. Or let me put it this way. If it's Russell Wilson, no, I won't do this trade. If it's
It'd be
yes, 'cause
Preston
he said Big
Williams,
Ben.
not Wilson.
Oh yeah, I've been drinking. I'm sorry. Yes, keep Russell Wilson. He is the QB1 this year.
Yeah, and plus, like, people overvalue quarterbacks in most leagues, just for the record. All right, 10-team league. Pick one. Flex full PPR. Hollywood Brown. Marky or Hardman. I'm sorry. Devonta Freeman, Antonio Gibson, Kenyon Drake. I'm going Antonio Gibson.
Yeah, Gibson for me.
Gibson.
I can never take Hardman because that offense is too hard to guess outside of Tyreek Hill and Kelsey and Mahomes, of course. Those three you start. Everybody else is you only start them when you're on bye weeks and you don't have anybody else. I go with everybody else on this one. Go Gibson.
Juju is pretty easy, right?
Yeah, Juju.
Yep.
All right.
Can't trust Ayuk.
Mm-hmm.
Drew Lock and DJ Shark.
No.
Playing tomorrow. Wait.
Thank you, Revise.
No, Shark's out.
Is he?
Shark's out. I'm pretty sure.
I thought Chark was on that. I didn't think he had been ruled out yet, but I thought, he hadn't practiced all week, I don't think.
No, I'm pretty sure he's out. I think I saw a report on that. Can you check that for me real
Just
quick?
came out an hour ago. He's expected to play.
Oh, shit.
Perfect.
Breaking
It said he
news
was out.
here
It
on
said he
FF
was out.
Intervention.
God, man. All right. Oh, God.
So does
Shark
that
Evans.
change? Does that change any of anybody's answers from earlier about LaVisca? Does that drop? How much does that drop LaVisca down, or do you see Shark as something? Because remember when he came back from the first time, he was targeted and had a huge game.
No, I don't like players that
No,
are.
I think
that are
he
last-minute
comes in as a. I'm sorry, Troy. Go ahead.
Same thing you're going to say. I don't like last minute ads. He's a decoy, and I think that's where Chef was going.
Took
It
the word
hurts
right out of
me
my
because
mouth.
I thought Colin Johnson was actually going to get a shot.
Yeah,
I thought
right.
Colin
If
Johnson
anybody, it's Keenan Cole over Colin
No,
Johnson,
you know,
man.
he doesn't play outside. It was going to be Conley, this guy that he's affecting. So, like P. Ryan, Adrian Peterson, or Royce Truman, he needs to start one this week. This Facebook user needs to start one.
It's got to be
Peterson.
Peterson. Yeah. None of these are good bets because they're all in committees, but Royce Freeman is not the starter unless everybody else is hurt. Freeman is not the starter on that team.
All right.
Perrine may finally get a look, but you can't trust an Adam Gase player ever. So go Adrian Peterson.
Yeah, it's rough, but it's Peterson.
No, it's Swift.
Well, it is Swift, but
Not for this guy.
This is a tough matchup, man. I don't like any of these options. Swift, if Swift is out there, go get Swift. All right. What does Dynasty Vipers say? James Robinson for all the Benjamins.
It's a good play this week.
Who's
Chalky,
Benjamin?
but good.
Who's Benjamin? That's all I want to know. All right. 10-team Dynasty. My wealth is embarrassing.
I'd go Lamb.
Look. That's not embarrassing. How is that embarrassing?
Those are three pretty good players: Robbie Anderson, CeeDee Lamb, and Mark Andrews. Andrews is great. I would love to know who his other tight end is, but it is 10 teams, so that makes sense. But I'm still going CeeDee Lamb.
Mm-hmm.
I like Dallas in a shootout.
Yeah. Dallas, dude. The research that I've been doing with Arizona and Dallas is fucking blowing my mind right now. It's got to be
Just
Mark
got off
Andrews.
Ooh.
I'm sorry. It's got to be CeeDee Lamb.
Is Dalton a lock in DraftKings for this week? I'm trying to build my lineup. I haven't done it yet. So, but Dalton was where I was leaning to start the week for my quarterback. Or do you like somebody else at quarterback? I just think he's cheap and easy right there. Kind of like the girls I used to date before I got married.
How many lineups do you play?
Not very many. I'm literally working on my first. I'm way behind this week.
Yeah, but I don't play any until Sunday morning. So how many do you play?
Probably 3 or 4.
Okay, then that's fine. Just make sure you link up the DFS episode for Fantasy Intervention,
Well,
and make sure you find your locks. That's all it is. It's tough, man. I play like probably close to 30 lineups a week. So
yeah. I might actually take Mark Andrews. I was talking to some guys, like the guys over on the Dynasty Rewind. Michael Bauer is a big
Very
Eagles
good.
fan, and he hates Nathan Gary. In case you haven't ever seen every 5 seconds that he posts something, there's a talk and a chance that Nathan Gary might be lined up a little bit on Mark Andrews, and Nathan Gary in coverage
boy.
is garbage. I mean, horrendous. There's an easy chance Mark Andrews could be targeted completely. And I mean, I like CD. I think I would go CeeDee Lamb, but I don't think you could, like you said earlier, Troy, who his other tight end would be, because that's pretty. I mean, if it's somebody better than Mark Andrews, it's got to be Kelsey. That's the only other person.
it has to be.
Andrews.
Yeah. And does he dislike Gary as much as he dislikes Tyreek Hill?
He has never expressed that. Maybe that's because I'm a Chiefs fan and he doesn't want to hurt my feelings, but he's never once held back. So I'm going to say Nathan Gary is on number 1. Sorry, got us off.
You
track.
haven't. Yeah, I'm sorry. Real quick, you have never heard that he always went the whole thing about him punching Tyreek Hill for like 3 years now.
No,
He's always threatened to punch Tyreek Hill because Tyreek Hill and all the allegations that were against him, true or not, but he hates Tyreek Hill. He just hates him with a passion.
Oh, well, good. He's on the show with us tomorrow morning, so I'll bring it up and I'll wear a Tyreek Hill jersey and really see what it gets him going.
There you go.
Oh,
See how that
God.
goes.
Perfect.
all right.
Alright.
So do we start Edmonds over Drake tomorrow? Yes.
Edmonds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
PPR, I assume, right?
Tomorrow, next week, next year.
Lindsey or Jefferson?
Jefferson.
Oh,
Ooh.
Jefferson for me.
Yeah,
but
Jefferson.
Lindsey's close. You can't run on the
Yeah.
Patriots, right?
You mean
Not really.
really? No.
No.
No, it's Jefferson.
The only good thing is, I mean, they'll play Lindsey in both passing downs and rushing downs, so he'll get a few more catches because they won't be expecting it as much. But I still like Jefferson.
I do too.
I think they bring Royce Freeman in for the third down.
I do,
Yeah,
but I
pass
think
pro and
you're
stuff.
going to see a mix. I think Lindsey's going to get some third down looks too.
All
Right
right.
on.
So in a PPR league, I have Calvin Ridley. You think trading Ridley for Michael Thomas?
Yes,
Can he get
Yes.
it?
Michael
The other person
Thomas for
will give you
any
Michael
wide
Thomas?
receiver. If you can
Yeah.
get Michael Thomas for any wide receiver, you take Michael Thomas.
Absolutely.
I don't get 2020. There are people that are asking this question way too much. If Michael Thomas is an option, the answer is Michael Thomas.
It's like I said earlier with CMC. I see more McCaffrey. Oh, you think Mike Davis is going to still eat about 30% of the workload, blah, blah, blah. Is it now time to trade CMC? I mean, again, way too much overthinking.
If the question ain't Zeke, the answer is CMC. Maybe over Zeke, I would take Zeke right now because he's just going to be so strong over CMC. But everything else, it's CMC. All wide receivers, it's still Michael Thomas until there's better proof.
All right, let's hop over to the next one. Drake or Edmonds tomorrow? We already answered that, right?
Yep,
Edmonds.
Yep, Edmonds.
All right, am I 2 quarterback league? Wait, Adam
Baker Mayfield again.
Oh, Baker Mayfield. I was like, who the hell is that?
Baker Mayfield or Big Dick Nick. Also,
Seth?
I have heard that before. I'm gonna, one of these years I'm going to go with Seth Rogen for Halloween, but I've heard that on multiple occasions that I look and sound like Seth Rogen. I think he is much better looking than me and would be very offended by my forehead if you said that if Seth Rogen heard that people thought I looked like him. But yeah, I'll take that as a compliment all day long.
all right, so
I
you're
guess
going
I'll
Big Dick Nick or Gayfield?
I think I'll go Mayfield. I don't trust Foles.
Wait, Gayfield?
I have this same matchup in Scott Fishbowl, and I went Big Dick Nick only because of the sack rate.
Right there with you, especially in Scott Fishbowl, because
Yeah.
I mean, Pittsburgh's going to have.
Otherwise, it would be Gayfield.
Yeah,
Yeah, Big
Yeah, I'm
Dick
going
Nick.
Gayfield. In most leagues, you're going Gayfield, right?
right.
Yep.
All right. Let's go to the next one. God, man, these people are lining up. All right. We got make a trade, 14. PPR. Ron Jones, Lindsey. Plus, wait. Did I say
Yeah.
right?
You're right. Ronald Jones, Philip Lindsay, and Ayuk for JT, and I'm assuming James White. And it's a 14-team league, and that's the important part because I think in a 14-team league, anytime that you can get a trade like this that's somewhat close, I like Taylor, and I don't like Ronald Jones generally. But
Did you say the second part of it though?
Yeah, now that I'm thinking about it, man, this is only for this year. If this was a dynasty trade, I might go for the Jones, Lindsey, Ayuk side. But for this year, I think I got to go JT and James White.
Let's back this up for everybody that's just listening, not actually watching. Right, we have Ronald Jones in a 14 team PPR. Right, Ronald Jones, Lindsey, plus Ayuk for Taylor and White. I'm guessing that's Jonathan Taylor and James White. How much longer is Mike Davis going to be started for? I might get Hopkins for Hawk and Terry if he's in need of a tight end.
Okay.
This is
Three-part question.
It's like a fucking
All right, so I'll start it off. I'm taking JT and White. Mike Davis is only going to be around maybe for another couple weeks. CMC, I believe he should be coming off of IR in the next week or so. But they have 21 days to activate him after that. And then if you have a chance to get one of the top wide receivers in Hopkins or Michael Thomas, you do it and don't turn back. Hopkins and Kyler Murray are obviously on a tear this year, and they are going for something real. Yeah, smash on it.
The only thing I would say on that last part is we're still on the same 14-team league. The tight ends might actually be thin in that league because of it being 14 teams. And if it's tight end premium, then I may stay on Hawkinson. But it's like he said, I mean, you can't turn down these top guys. If you can get the best guy in the trade, you're normally going to win. You just need to do the math. The big thing, because I play in a couple of big leagues. I have a 20-team league. I have a couple of 16s and a couple of 14s. And the big thing you need to do is look at the math. What are you giving up in per game average of if you take Hopkins and you lose Hawk and Terry, who are you putting in at tight end to replace Hawkinson? Are you losing so much that you don't gain back the value you get on Hopkins over Terry? Because that is an important question in a big league, and you've got to do the math. to make sure that you're going the right direction.
Yeah, if you're giving up Hawkinson, you've got to want to have a decent or a starter that you're happy that's going to score a lot of points in. That would be my only thing. You don't want to be plugging in someone like Chris Herndon, who this year, yeah, exactly. So depending on who your starting tight end is, I like that. I would go for Hopkins for sure.
Mm-hmm. It'd be nice if there was a little more clarity on the Melvin Gordon situation too with Philip Lindsay. If we knew this was going to be he's out this week for the injury, and then all of a sudden he's suspended by the league or by the team for 3 games. Obviously that improves Lindsay's value, but I'm still taking the JT side, I think.
Yeah, I think it's pretty obvious overall to be, just blunt with you guys. But yeah, let's go on to the question by Jake. Jake Manchester wants to know, Justin Jefferson, John Brown, David Johnson, who would you pick for your flex full point PPR?
Jefferson for me.
Yeah, I've talked a lot. I'll just say Jefferson and pass.
I agree. Jefferson.
What's going on with John Brown? Why don't you guys like John Brown?
He's banged up, man.
He is.
He may not even play. He might be a game time decision.
There you go.
What kind of banged up is he dealing with?
Oh man, you're gonna put
Calf?
me on here.
Problem with John Brown is
The calf from last week still lingering, I guess.
problem with John Brown is that sickle cell causes other problems.
Mm-hmm.
It's the knee this week.
He's always going to be banged up, and he's always going to have health issues, and he's a very good player. So if he's out there, he's worth playing. But I just like Justin Jefferson this week. So, I mean, Minnesota's going to throw a lot, and they're going to throw to him. So it's him and Thielen that's really the only weapons they have. So that's why I like Jefferson. And I said I wasn't going to talk, so I'm done. I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. I pose that question because we want to know why not to play, John Brown. Like, if he's on that roster, like that's a big question for a lot of people because he's normally a flex option.
Well, if you go back to like week 1, I'm sorry, Chase. Week 1 of like last year, the Chiefs historically have been very good against opposing teams' wide receivers. Last week against the Raiders kind of was an anomaly, which I don't understand why. I watched the Chiefs game, and there's nothing imposing about that defense that should stop the opposing team's wide receivers as well as they've done. But you have to look at what history tells us, and they've been pretty stout against them.
You guys got rugged.
The John Gruden effect is what it was. I've been watching the film. It was the John Gruden plays that he's drawn up are incredible. I'm going to have to. I'll send you out something. But the way that they were able to,
we're fucking waiting for it, Brad. We've been waiting for it for like 2 weeks.
Do you know the funny thing was? I was actually logging onto my computer to start doing it, and then this popped up, and I'm like, I might as well jump on. So it's your fault. It's your fault.
It's all Twitter's fault, man. That's what happens. That's what takes my 4-hour analysis bit to lead on to 8 hours every day.
Yeah, I was putting together my DFS show, and I'm like, I just want to go talk about it. Like, I'm focused on my Monday shit, and I'm trying to put together notes. I'm like, oh man, everybody's filled up with podcasts. I just want to go talk about it. I want to go talk. Let me just talk about it. And then this happened. So we had our baby together. Most of the time, babies happen on accidents, and I'm pretty sure this is another accident.
We're only 10 minutes behind now, so at least we've caught up where people have just given up on us one or the other.
Is that it? Are we moving on to the next one?
Yep. Another dude that thinks I sound like Seth Rogen, and then he's got a question that CeeDee Lamb or Jonathan Taylor at flex in full PPR.
Ooh.
Wait. Oh yeah. Okay. Cool. Yeah. This is one, guys.
This is a hard one.
That is a hard one.
I'm gonna go CeeDee Lamb. No, I'm gonna go with Jonathan Taylor.
I'd go JT too because Bengals, was it DJ Reader just went on the IR?
Yeah, he went. Yep.
They don't. I reckon he could run all over him.
Sam Hubbard, I think, went on the IR as well. So they lose Hubbard, DJ Reader. Yeah, I think he went on the IR today.
I mean, I'd be either or. I think would be a decent play, but I think JT might go nuts.
I think this is the JT breakout week. Costanzo back in the lineup.
Mm-hmm.
It's him, man. I like CD as well, but I'm all for the Jonathan Taylor breakout game, and I think this is it.
And I want to wish it into existence anyway, so I'm going to agree with you with JT.
I'm good with that.
JT Swift is, by the way, the rookie breakout this week, and then it's Jonathan Taylor.
Mhm.
And then, by the way, it's CH like 20 spots down, but it's okay. All right, so on to
Little bias there. Just a little bit.
yeah, no, completely biased. All right, should I start Madison over one of these three? CH, Mostert, Mike Davis. All right, CH belongs in the trash can. We already know that.
Oh,
As-
stop. Stop.
Jeez, rough.
He's in my next buy. He's in the buy article that I'm working on for Ball Blast Football, because I think people are going to be way down on him. If you're playing Dynasty, give it a couple of weeks after everything changes over there,
and then
buy
Bell's going to blow up.
CEH. And
If
buy
it
Damian
changes.
Williams. If you haven't bought Damian Williams already, he's coming back next year, and the Chiefs still hold the rights to his contract. He's coming back. He's going to play for that Chiefs team next year. Anyways, that's neither here nor there. This guy wants to know if
Yeah,
he's
no, but moral of the story is you just throw CH in the trash, right?
well. I actually would not start Madison over CEH next week because I think it's one of the last chances to get a really good week out of CEH. We already talked about Mostert has a bad
And
matchup, so
then
I
you
would
throw
start
him in-
Madison over him.
Then you throw him in the trash.
I would play Madison over Mostert this week. I think Mike Davis is going to get enough of the passing work
Yep.
to stay relevant. CEH, his last day to shine by himself. And we already talked about Mostert going up against that defense.
Yeah, I agree. Andy Reid is also. I mean, he's in a weird spot right now because this is the first. This is the year that he bucked every trend he's ever had for his entire career. He took a running back early. Lev Bell comes on, and it makes you think he has that proverbial baby. I think he might push a lot of the workload onto CEH this week. And Buffalo's not a pushover game, but I do. And it's crazy that Mike Davis is probably of those four. Mike Davis is maybe the one person who I would have the most confidence in starting this week, which is just totally fucked up.
Who had on their Who
What's
had on their
happening?
2020
Really?
sheet that you'd have to choose starters between Madison, CEH, Mustard, and Mike Davis? Who had that for which one of these guys do I start? And it actually being
Absolutely
a question.
none of us.
Exactly.
None
Throw
of
James,
us.
throw James Robinson into that equation and ask that same question with his name. It's fucking stupid.
Or Miles Gaskin,
Miles Gaskin. There you go.
another one.
So I'm benching
We know.
who do we have? Madison, right? Madison is complete failure this week. He cannot find holes. He's very inadequate when it comes to his efficiency. We saw last week. He just he tries to find a hole, but he can't see it, and then he just runs in the back of his offensive lineman. Very similar to CH, by the way, where he doesn't look for a hole. He just tries to pile forward, and he has no power. That's why I like Mike Boone this week. Mike Boone is actually a play for me. So if I had to pick one of these guys to actually go off this week, Mike Davis is an obvious hit, and Mostert should actually go off big time this week. So, yeah, let's go ahead and pick another guy. Let's go down to N'Keal Harry or Travis Fulgham.
So I worry about these kind of questions where it's the new hotness, and that's Travis Fulgham. I don't believe it yet. I guess I like to be tried and true, and unless he's hurt, that's N'Keal Harry. So I'm going Harry there. Like we talked about earlier, lots of end zone opportunities. I like N'Keal Harry here.
Oh man, I want Fulgham to do something. I had to start him last week in Scott Fishbowl, and it worked out well. And I can't see. I think he's going to get matched up against. I mean, take your pick: Marlon Humphrey, Marcus Peters. Either one of them is a bad matchup for him. But I'll go with the same reason I said about N'Keal Harry earlier. I think red zone opportunities will be there. Cam's looking for, I think he'll get in the end zone this week.
I'm
I
going
agree
with
with
N'Keal Harry. I can't trust Fulgham, even though he had a great game last week. He's going up against Marcus Peters this week, man, and that Baltimore Ravens defense is on a tear.
I feel sorry for Carson Wentz this week. I think he's going to be hit hard and often.
It's going to be bad. It's going to be bad. All right, so, guys, we're going to start to wrap this up. We got 4 questions left. But one question that I don't really understand is what's the perfect fantasy football lineup with $200 draft pool? Are we talking about DFS here?
they might be talking about a salary cap league. We haven't seen them too often anymore, where it was kind of like a DFS where it was, Mahomes is 35 and then down the line each one, but I don't have a reference to go off of what the price points
Right.
would be and who they are.
So are we out on this one? Are we out on this question?
Yeah,
Yeah,
flip
without the players'
flip
values
If you want to
lined
do
up
one of
next
these
to
weird
it, I don't
questions,
know.
do the next one. But this one, I got nothing on.
All right. Odd question. Create your 2020 best fantasy lineup possible. Oh, this could be fun for all of us.
Give me Russ at quarterback. And I never thought I'd say that this year. Well, I like Tim and Mahomes to start. the
Wait,
year, but
what
I
about
figured it'd be
Allen?
Mahomes.
Josh Allen.
No, I'll take Russ. Give me Russ at quarterback for 2020. And I take Zeke at running back, and I'll let you guys have the rest. But those are the two that I want.
I'd taken Kamara at running back.
I would take
over
Kamara.
Zeke.
We get 2 running backs, I guess.
I would
We'll go
assume 2 running backs, 3 wide receivers, and a
one
flex, maybe.
flex.
That means we have to take a wide receiver from Seattle, DK Metcalf, right?
Yeah, DK.
I'll do that.
The other
I'm
one would be
taking-
CeeDee Lamb.
DeAndre Hopkins.
I'm fine with that.
Oh,
I'm fine with that too.
Hopkins.
I'd take CD in my flex.
Calvin Ridley.
Yeah,
That's fine too.
that's the other one. That's the other wide receiver.
God, I hate all of these, but I love them.
Exactly.
Who's tight end?
Travis Kelce.
Kelsey.
Kittle.
I'm gonna take
Oh,
Kelsey still.
I still want
I'm gonna-
Kelsey.
I'm gonna go
I haven't-
Andrews. I'm gonna go Andrews on that, and the reason being, man, he's one of those guys that's always gonna get those targets. He has better matchups down the road as well, and Lamar Jackson can't seem to throw the ball down the field to Hollywood Brown. He's the only one he's throwing the ball to.
And defense is Indianapolis, right?
I agree with Indy. Yeah.
Yeah, Indy D.
All right. Hey, big shout out to I don't even know how to say your last name. Goglin, right?
Mhm.
Does anybody have a different? Yeah. Big shout out to you.
Goglin.
Y'all
Thanks for
right.
joining us, dude. We really
Dude,
appreciate it,
he's-
Sean.
He's a big part of the podcast every single week. I love this guy, Sean. He's amazing. All right. So y'all like Crowder this week. We already talked about it. I love Crowder. Anybody not like Crowder?
Nope, that's fine.
I just think he's a bit wary with the defense. If he gets lined up on the certain cornerbacks, he could maybe fall off this week.
All
He
right.
plays all over though.
My
He's
Lord.
he's a good play this week.
I
For
need
those on
you
the
to read this.
podcast,
Brad,
yeah.
I need you to read this.
I don't think you should read it. If you're on the podcast, it's a lot. It just comes down to he's got Watson and Rodgers, and then he's got some specific.
No, Brad has to read it. Brad has to read it.
Okay, go ahead.
I love Peter's
Also-
accent.
Also, I have Deshaun Watson and Aaron Rodgers. Some point changes at TD passes are worth 5, fumbles -1, fumble loss -2. What are some outlooks on the future in who to start? Should I go matchup base? In my opinion, Watson is such a playmaker, but gets sacked, fumbles, bad O-line, etc. But A-Rod has been great this year, but has a harder schedule coming up. Thoughts on how to evaluate those two?
So, can you sum that up for us as well?
So it pretty much wants to know, would you go with Deshaun? Would you pick one of the 2 quarterbacks for the entire season, or would you just look at it week to week and figure out who you want to play?
Streaming.
Yeah.
Always streaming.
I mean, streaming's always the right answer, but I do like Aaron Rodgers this year. He has shown what he's worth, and he is very consistent, and he does have great ball control. And with your scoring set, I really like Rodgers in this set, and it would take a hell of a matchup for me to put Watson in over Rodgers, I think.
Yeah, and Watson's schedule isn't great going down the line either. I know he has to play Indy again. I just had it up. Let's see. One second. Indy, Chicago, Indy, especially into the playoffs. I mean, you could stream up against Cincinnati in week 16 if you make it that far.
The Packers had the best off-season addition for Aaron Rodgers, and that was Jordan Love, because it
Exactly
pissed him the
right.
fuck off to make sure that he would have come out with a chip on his shoulder. So
I feel like
I'd
every
go
touchdown
Rodgers.
pass he throws, he just puts a middle finger at the GM and head coach as he runs down to congratulate whoever caught the ball, you know?
You see the relationship with the coach now. It's better now because he's actually allowed to throw the ball again.
Right. Yeah.
Yep.
It's crazy.
Is there anything else that you guys actually have to add to this context?
No.
Love it, man. Like we're winding down. We're winding down on tonight. We got our conversation in. We're figuring all this out, and it's been fun. It's been a blast, to be honest with you. And
It's been awesome.
yeah, I've enjoyed having you guys on. I really
Always a
have.
pleasure.
Mhm.
Always a pleasure, Chase. Well,
Been a
first
blast.
time.
I think you suck.
Yeah, fuck off, motherfucker. But it happens. Some people like to blackball me. It is what it is.
Well, I love the fact that I know that you hate CEH. So when he blows up this week, I will direct some things your way.
I can't wait for that Twitter group
By the way,
to blow up.
I don't hate CH. I think he has a very high floor. I think he has a very low ceiling. So in the first round, he didn't belong. In the second round, he didn't belong. In the third round, debatable. But I still would not draft him in the third round. It was a fourth round pick for me. I want guys that have in the first 3 rounds a high floor and high ceiling. More so a high ceiling than a high floor. CH just does not have that high ceiling that I want to see. He could have the occasional game, but he's not going to have the Aaron Jones games. He's not going to have the Alvin Kamara games on a regular basis that I want to see. And his floor is obviously limited. So
it's the end zone. It's the red zone touches that are just poor. He has 90 going in. He had 91% of the team's rush opportunity, which if you can
high
tell
floor,
me that,
right?
Super high floor. I don't disagree with you. I want to believe, again, being a Chiefs fan, that I want to see him get into the end zone. I want to see him keep trying. I want to see the offense allow him, but now I don't, because now we have a proven, goal line presence, at least next week with Bell. And I want a victory. I mean, I want my fantasy victory more than I want the team victory sometimes, not all the time, but you have to take the good with the bad.
It is what it is, man. I just think that Swift has higher upside. He also just, like CH, doesn't have breakaway speed. So you're not going to get those 60-yard touchdowns. You're not going to have those 80-yard touchdowns, on a regular basis compared to what Swift could offer, compared to what Jonathan Taylor could offer. So I like him, but I don't there's no reason to love him. And that concerns me a little bit.
Real quick on this.
There was a stat sorry, Troy, just quickly, there was a stat that will help you with that, Chase. CH in week 1 had 7 broken tackles against the Texans. He's had 9 broken tackles in the 4 weeks since.
Yeah,
So
and Texans are terrible at actually defending up against the pass catch running back. So that makes sense.
He is going to have to get better at that, but he's going to have the offseason to do it. I'm not ready to give up. In Dynasty, if you can find an owner like Chase and get CEH for a second next year, that's a buy all day. Well, but I'm saying there's people that are going to be like you out there that are going to panic, but that's not what I wanted to mention. One thing, I don't think Bell plays next week either. I think his first game will be against the Jets in 3 weeks, because he's got to be away from the team for essentially on the 6th day after 6 successful corona tests, he can go in. So that's 6 days from now. So I know he's a vet, so he won't take him long to get the playbook and stuff, but I don't believe that they start him in 2 weeks. I think his first game is in 3 weeks against the Jets.
I can see that.
Payback game.
Yeah, and he's going to go off. If you get Bell, he's going to have 400 yards and 7 touchdowns.
Why isn't it payback towards him?
Do what?
Why isn't it payback towards him?
I don't know. I mean,
he let the team down. He gave 0 effort last week. I don't understand why this.
And Andy Reid's going to let him go wild.
Oh, Andy Reid's just going to feed him left, right, and center. And the Jets aren't good. They can't stop anything. They don't have anybody. And it's going to be gross. It's going to be so awesome. Or he's going to go for 12 yards on 10 carries, and everybody's going to go, see, he sucks.
Exactly. Then that'll be the week to trade for CEH after the week, like you said, when Bell gets all the touches.
This question here, T. Higgins or T.Y. Hilton at flex. That's a tough one, man, because they both are. I mean, Higgins has a tough matchup against the Colts this week. Hilton, I don't know what's going on the screen here. Hilton. No, it's all right. I guess Hilton would be the pick here. I don't really like it too much, but if you have to pick one, I guess I'm going Hilton for the five balls that he might catch.
Well, they're going against each other, so.
And 5 would be your ceiling, because the last time Hilton caught 6 balls, week 7 of last year.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm out on Hilton. Done.
All right, guys. Y'all ready to get out of here?
Yeah.
Y'all done? Y'all tapped out for the most part? Anybody else want to answer any more questions?
I like this last one, though. He had the same another one. Miles Gaskin or Antonio Gibson, rest of season.
Gibson.
Yeah.
It's
I do like
Gibson.
Miles Gaskin a lot, though. I think that's a good problem to have is both of those two.
Yeah.
'Cause, I mean, I didn't know.
Don't get
until
rid of
looking.
either one of those.
No.
No.
I mean, Gaskin's top 10 in both targets and rushing attempts. And now the Jordan Howard being basically a healthy scratch, you don't have to worry about goal line, takes. I like Gaskin moving forward.
All right, guys. We good? Wait, Troy, you
I was just going to say, somebody asked Lamb or Woods at wide receiver 2. I'll take Lamb's there, but you can't go wrong with Bobby Trees. So either one of those, Trevor, you should be fine. And somebody asked if Philip Lindsay was a must start this week. I don't feel that, and that's literally our last question. I don't feel like Lindsay's a must start, but I think he's gonna have a good week. I just don't think he's a must start. And if you guys have any more questions, you can hit me up on Twitter at Voice and Fuego, and I'll be glad to hit them for you tonight before I go to bed.
I do like this. Would you trade Bell for Miles Gaskin? I would.
Oh,
Dynasty.
you're getting Gaskin? Yeah, I think so, because we don't know what Bell's going to be yet.
Right.
And we know that Gaskin's going to have a good year this year. For
No.
this year, I would take Gaskin over Bell. You might end up on the bad side of it, but as far as consistency goes and a solid floor, you can't go wrong with Gaskin, I don't think. Didn't see myself saying that this year.
I'm on the Gaskin side of that as well.
Yeah, Gaskin for me.
I think it's tough. I think if the Chiefs plan to sign him, they're going to use him. So, like with Gaskin, it's kind of spontaneous pending the matchup. So it's a little bit tough for me.
But
Chiefs
they
and the
didn't.
Patriots, they can get whoever they want. They can use them however they want. Nobody's going to care because all they're going to do is walk into the playoffs, and football players want to play in the playoffs. So you're going to get a lot of guys signing up to play at KC just to play there.
Yeah.
Well, that's true.
Same as McCoy last year, and then you saw
Mhm.
Damian Williams. He didn't come alive until the end of the year.
Mm-hmm.
Guys, this is in tribute. So, of course, Troy, who not only loves Nickelback, but also loves, of course, Foo Fighters, right? So,
didn't hear
guys, let's make sure you all tune into, Fantasy App Hour. Check everything out, guys. Have some fun. Thank you all for tuning in, and thank you guys for letting us intervene with your fantasy football life. Right? We're out.
Have a good night, guys.
Later, guys.
See ya.